Okay, so multiplying these polynomials is very similar to multiplying the binomials. So when I look at it though, the only thing is I can't use this idea of foiling. So what I do is I pull the first term out, and I know I have to distribute it to this second polynomial. Okay, then I'm going to pull the second term out, which is the plus 3, and distribute it to the same polynomial. Okay, now when I look at this, what I do now is I distribute here. X times 2x squared gives me 2x to the third. X times negative 6x is minus 6x squared. X times 5 is plus 5x. 3 times 2x squared is plus 6x squared. 3 times negative 6x is minus 18x. And 3 times 5 will be plus 15. Now from here, if I look, I'm going to combine like terms, right? So I'm going to have 2x to the third, then negative 6x squared plus 6x squared. That will give you 0x squared, so they eliminate. 5x minus 18x is minus 13x, and then plus 15. And this is what you would get. So remember, the one thing you have to do, right, is make sure you pull each term in the first polynomial out, then distribute it to the second polynomial, and combine like terms. So the next one, before we do the next one, remember, when we multiply something like x squared times x squared, you have to remember laws of exponents tell us to add the exponents. So we would get x to the fourth. So for this next one, I'm going to pull the x squared out, and I'm going to distribute it to 2x squared minus 6x minus 5. Then next, I'm going to pull out the minus 3x now. Remember, that's negative 3x times 2x squared minus 6x minus 5. So now I'm going to do all of my distributions. So x squared times 2x squared, 1 times 2 is 2. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth. X squared times negative 6x is minus 6x to the third. Then minus 5x squared, because x squared times negative 5 is minus 5x squared. When I distribute the negative 3x, negative 3x times 2x squared is minus 6x squared. Negative 3x times negative 6x is plus 18x squared. Then negative 3x times negative 5 would be plus 15x. Now I'm going to go and combine like terms. So I have nothing to combine 2x to the fourth with. So it's going to be 2x to the fourth. Then I have minus 3x to the third. I have no other x third, so I'm going to write that down. Then negative 5x squared minus 6x squared. Negative 5 minus 6 is minus 11x squared. Then, then I have the plus 18x squared. Oops, sorry about that. Which would make it, so you would get negative 11 plus 18, which is going to be plus 7x squared. And then plus the 15x, because there's no other x terms. And this is what we would get. Okay, so remember, distribute, combine like terms. So the next one, they want you to multiply these two polynomials, but they want you to use the box. So what they did is they took the first polynomial and they wrote it in the first three boxes here. Then they took the second polynomial and wrote it in the boxes here. Now, what they want you to do is to get this box here, you would take this box and this box, multiply them together to get x to the fourth. Then x squared times 3x is going to give you 3x to the third. X squared times 4 would give you 4x squared. Negative 2 times x squared is minus 2x squared. Minus 6x minus 8. So now when I look at the like terms here, I have x to the fourth Then I have 3x to the third. Since it's positive, I add it. Then I have 4x squared and 2x squared, which is going to give me negative 2x squared, which is going to give me plus 2x squared, minus 6x, minus 8. So the next one, if you line this up, right, you can see right away x squared, negative 3x, negative 2, negative 2. And then the next one ends up being 3x squared, boom, x, and then minus 3. So again, here, you remember, every term in the second polynomial has to be multiplied by each term in the first polynomial, right? So there's a lot going on here. So 3x squared times x squared would give me 3x to the fourth. 3x squared times negative 3x is going to be minus 9x to the third. 3x squared times negative 2 is minus 6x squared. Now the next one is going to be x times x squared, which is x to the third. Then x times negative 3x will give me minus 3x squared. Then x times negative 2 is minus 2x. Then negative 3 times x squared is minus 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 3x is plus 9x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is plus 6. Now, what we're doing here is looking for all of the like terms. So we have 3x to the fourth. There's no other 3x to the fourths. So 3x to the fourth. Then I have 9x to the third, x to the third, right? That's going to give me, if you think about it, negative 9 plus 1 would be minus 8x to the third. Then negative 6x squared minus 3x squared minus 3x squared is going to give me negative 6 minus 3 is negative 12. Minus negative 9 minus 3 is minus 12x squared. Then negative 2x plus 9x would be plus 7x. And then your constant here, plus 6. So when you multiply a polynomial with 3 terms by a polynomial with 3 terms, you're going to get that polynomial. Okay, so the next one, when we go to do these, you don't have the box now. So remember, I'm going to pull the 9x out and distribute it to 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. Then I'm going to pull out the minus 3 times 3x squared minus 2x plus 7. And now I'm going to distribute. It's going to give me 27x squared, or x to the third. 9x times negative 2 is minus 18x squared. 9x times 7 is plus 63x. Then negative 3 times 3x squared gives me minus 9x squared. Negative 3 times negative 2x is minus 6x. Negative 3 times 7 is minus 21. And if I combine like terms here, 27x to the third, then negative 18x squared minus 9x squared will give me minus 27x squared. 63x minus 6x is going to give me plus 57x, and then minus 21. Okay, so the hardest part about these is literally the organization. Okay, now the next one, when I go to do this, right, if you look, the first thing I'm going to do is pull the 8x squared out, but now I'm going to distribute it to 5x minus 8. Then I'm going to pull out the minus 3x, distributed to the 5x minus 8. Then I'm going to pull out the plus 2 and distribute it to the 5x minus 8. So right away here, now I'm going to do all of my distributions. 8x squared times 5x is going to give you 40x to the third. 8x squared times negative 8 is minus 4x squared. Negative 3x times 5x is minus 15x squared. Negative 3x times negative 8 is plus 24x. 2 times 5x is plus 10x. Then minus 16. go ahead and combine like terms. You get 40x to the third. Then negative 64x squared minus 15x squared. Right, when I combine those, I'm going to get minus 79x squared. Then 24x plus 10x would give me plus 34x. Then minus 16. And we are done. All right. Same thing with number 7. If you want to pause the video, try it, and then come back and check your answer. So I'm going to do 2x squared. So if you don't want to show the substitution, no, you're going to multiply everything. 2x squared times negative 2x squared is negative 4x squared. 2x squared times negative 6 is minus 12x squared. Oh, sorry, this is minus 4x to the fourth here. Then negative 4x times negative 2x squared is going to give me plus 8x to the third. Negative 4x times negative 6 is plus 24x. Negative 7 times negative 2x squared is plus 14x squared. Then negative 7 times negative 6 is plus 42. So now negative 4x to the fourth. I have negative 12x squared plus 14x squared gives me plus 2x squared. Oh, I forgot the 8x to the third. So it should be negative 4x to the fourth plus 8x to the third plus 2x squared. Then 24x. And then plus 42. Okay? Make sure you have everything accounted for. So the next one, 4x squared times 3x squared will give you 12x to the fourth. 4x squared times 2x will be plus 8x to the third. 4x squared times 1 would give me plus 4x squared. So my first distribution is done. Now I'm going to distribute 3x. 3x times 3x squared gives me plus 9x to the third. 3x times 2x will give me plus 6x squared. And 3x times 1 would be plus 3x. And then I got to distribute the 2. So 2 times 3x squared gives me plus 6x squared. 2 times 2x is plus 4x. 2 times 1 is plus 2. Now combine like terms. 12x to the fourth. Now I'm going to look at my x to the thirds. So I have 8x to the third, 9x to the third. So give me plus 17x to the third. 4x squared plus 6x squared is 10x squared. Plus 6x squared is plus 16x squared. Then 3x plus 4x will give you plus 7x, and then plus 2. Remember, we want this written in standard form with the highest exponent to the lowest exponent. Now the next one says, a cylinder has a height h and a radius 3h minus 2. The area of the base is pi times 3h minus 2 all squared. Fill in the blanks to interpret the volume of the cylinder. The volume is the product of the height and the area of the base. Okay? So now when we multiply the polynomials to simplify this, the first thing we have to do is the 3h minus 2 all squared. Now we do this, it's 3h minus 2 times 3h minus 2. Okay, so now when I FOIL this out, 3h times 3h is 9h squared. Then 3h times negative 2 is minus 6h. Negative 2 times 3h is minus 6h. And then negative 2 times negative 2 is plus 4. But remember, this now becomes pi times 9h squared minus 12h plus 4, but then I have to multiply that by h again. So now if I distribute this h this way, it's going to be pi times 9h squared times h is 9h to the third. Negative 12h times h is minus 12h squared. And then 4 times h would be 4h. Now, if I distribute this pi, it would be 9 pi times h to the third minus 12 pi times h to the second plus 4 pi times h. Okay, so this is what you would get if you wanted to find the volume of the cylinder, right, and simplify it in this form. Go ahead, use this to help you with the quiz and text me your answers.